distributed for my friend Josephine Oluyinka Faleye, May Curtis.
Today we've gathered to celebrate an amazing lady. Because indeed, Mrs. Faleye was an amazing lady.
Auntie, you loved well, we loved you, and we loved you till the end. We will definitely and surely miss you. But all we can do now is look back at the good times we had together, the fun times, cherish those memories as long as we live. You were loved till the end, with your family all surrounding you from far and wide, thanks to technology.
I am Chief Rita Aizahi Ainewo Ogutoyimbo.
My name is Adupe Gomez.
My name is Opeyemi Durojaye, representing the Tayeyemi Durojaye God's family. I am one of Mommy's daughters in Christ.
My name is David Denedo, and I'm one of Mummy Faleye's church grandchildren.
My name is Dara Makanjola, and I'm Auntie's niece.
My name is Kemi Awodeng. I am Auntie Yinka's oldest niece. My mom was her immediate older sister, Auntie Deji. And of course, I'm her fairy goddaughter. If you know, you know.
My name is Lande Akinlui, and Mrs. Faleye was my cousin. Actually, our parents, her mother and my father, were first cousins, but they grew up as siblings.
My name is Biola Mohammed, and Mrs. Yinka Faleye and I were cousins, but in reality, she was my big sister.
Hello, I'm Bimpe Adebaju ni Akinshete.
I'm Fola Akonde ni Akinshete. We're 2 out of 4 girls. The others aren't around, so we're making up for them.
Hello, my name is Rita Finney, and I'd just like to say, Auntie Yinka, rest in peace. I met Auntie Yinka through my cousin, Mrs. Akintola.
We met Auntie Yinka 45 years ago when we became neighbors at Balarabe Musa.
I knew Auntie Yinka almost 50 years ago.
Auntie was always lovely, gentle, kind.
And she was a wonderful baker, soft-spoken, and always accommodating. Would go into the house, in and out, with the smell of baking and continental dishes in the air.
Cousin Yinka was always coming round to our home in Surulere, looking out for us, bringing us all manner of goodies, bringing us pineapple upside down, apple crumble, and other treats. She just was there for us as a big sister.
Auntie's pineapple upside down and her fruitcakes were divine.
I met Auntie Yinka back in those days when we used to be wined and dined by her and spoiled rotten with all her lovely bakery, all her cakes, all her crumbles.
That's not why we'll miss her. We'll miss her because she was really lovely.
We were spoiled by her sense of humor, her love. She was always so welcoming and so understanding. She was such a patient, kind woman.
I first met Auntie Yinka Faleye when I was about 5 or 6 years old, when she first came to join my mother's working place, the World Health Organization, where they both worked together for many, many years. And of course, I was honored to be one of her flower girls at her wedding to Okushola.
Maybe I'll talk about when we were her bridesmaids. My 2 sisters and my cousin, Bola Willow Williams, were her 4 bridesmaids. And it was an exciting time. I remember our lovely blue dresses and, of course, Cousin Yinka's beautiful wedding dress. They were all made by Madame Fabrique, who was the leading designer in Lagos of those days. And trust me, when I say leading, I mean leading. There were not many of them. Anyway, Cousin Yinka looked beautiful and her dress was beautiful.
A word I would use to describe Auntie Yinka was kind, because she and her home were always open at any time for conversation, tea, a chat, and of course cake.
Hello, my name is S.A. Amore, and I met Mummy Faleye in Jesus' house whilst I was serving at the front of house church. She would often come and sit with us at the front of the house and just strike up a conversation and chat to us, and she was always really lovely, always there with a word of advice, a helping hand, anything really. And we struck up a friendship.
Auntie always used to say, anytime for a chitty chatty. Now, a chitty chatty, despite the way it sounds, ranges from a lesson in family history, high fashion tips, dietary tips, baking tips, anything Auntie considered to be important as to the way things were done in her day, to current affairs and what was going on in the government. I will miss those chitty chatties. They were full of texture, comfort, and just general life tips.
I can just hear her voice now. Hello, Biola. How are you? Where are you? Who are you with? What are you doing? She was intensely curious and so forthright.
I first met Mummy Faleye in 2019 while volunteering in the Jesus House Multimedia Department.
I didn't actually call her Mrs. Faleye. Some people called her Mrs. Faleye, some called her Mrs. F. But I called her Sweet 16. I'm sure you'll wonder, why Sweet 16? She was a marvel. At her age, you would think technology would be such a challenge for her, but it wasn't. She joined us about 9 years ago, and initially we thought it was a joke, that she just wanted to see what we do. But she insisted on staying, and indeed she stayed. And she had mastery of everything we threw at her. She was an expert in making CDs, DVDs, and just overseeing the production line.
I remember we were working together, arranging CDs for recording in the multimedia department, and while we were talking and she was putting me through what to do because that was my first time, she invited me to come over to her house to teach her a bit about computers because she wanted to keep up with the times of the new technology.
And you know what, sometimes you're in church, you hear pastor go, oh, can I have 5 more minutes? Can I have 6 more minutes? The person that actually executes that, more often than not, was Mrs. Faleye. She wasn't fazed by anything. She wasn't fazed at whatever you threw at her.
Auntie did a lot of wonderful things in her lifetime. And she did some very interesting things in her lifetime. Auntie decided that she was going to be a distributor for Coke. She had Coke and Fanta, and she would receive her shipment and then distribute. Half the time, Auntie gave her drinks away.
One fond memory I have of Mummy Faleye is that she loves a couple of things. She loves royalty. She loves to dress well. She is always ready for any occasion.
A very beautiful woman, you know, always impeccably dressed, very fashionable.
And she loves to shop for like food items and household gifts. And the funny thing is, while she loves shopping, she tends not to actually use those things for herself because the last thing is that she loves helping other people. She loves taking care of other people. So when you come to her house, she likes to serve you with drinks, with food items. I loved when she was giving me lots of things like zobo, kuli kuli, and all of those other nice food items that I never get to eat while in London. She always tries to make sure we have it.
I guess that was when the steward she had at that time realized that Madame is giving everything away. So he decided to collect the money from the items he had sold and kept them. Then he wrote a note saying, Madame, I have left. I have taken the money, but I am borrowing the money. I will return the money when I make money. And that was the note he left, of course. And Tinka picked up the phone and called my mom. Funke, can you see what the steward has done? He left with my money. To which my mom didn't say a whole lot. That was the kind of person Auntie was. But she forgave him. And she knew that he probably needed it more than she did.
A few times we've gone out with her and my cousin. We went to Wagamama to have a lunch date. And yeah, it's always fun, but it's nice to know how she loves shopping. But most of the time, she ends up giving those things away either to church members, to her family, to friends. She's always loves giving things out to people. I really miss her company, and I know that she's in a better place now. Till we meet again, know that you are loved and your impact and your love has spread through to lots of people in the world, and they will keep spreading to even more people. May she rest in perfect peace.